Story Productions presents the Cocklebur Morning Show, where we weed out the big stories from throughout Sweet Swine County with Bobby Ray and Sally Sue.
Thank you, and welcome to the Cocklebur Morning Show. And what a show we have today.
Let me tell you what.
Oh, it's amazing.
That is for sure. And I tell you what, Sally Sue, I want to tell you what a weekend I had.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure that, you are going to share your wonderful weekend.
I am. Sally Sue, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Bobby Ray's Weekend Adventures.
Sally Sue, you won't believe what I went to see this weekend.
Really?
The Sheldon Theater in Red Wing.
Oh.
So let me tell you, the public-private partnership that created the Sheldon Theater began at the start of the 20th century when Theodore B. Sheldon, a successful businessman and Red Wing City Council member, bestowed $83,000 in trust to the city of Red Wing. Along with the funds, he stipulated that the money was to be used to develop a public institution for some public benefit, but non-sectarian purpose in the said city of Red Wing. So he was pretty specific. Yes, yes. When the theater first opened, the interior was such a celebration of arches, delicate plaster, sculpture, decorative painting, and many other rich detail elements that it caused the Sheldon to be described as a jewel box.
Oh, I bet it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, beyond description.
Beautiful.
This grand venue played host to large traveling shows which were prevalent in those days, as I'm sure our producer can relate to because of his age.
Yes, definitely.
But the 1929 stock market crash and the advent of films led to the demise of such entertainment. In 1936, the theater underwent a major renovation to make it an appropriate venue for moviegoers. Unfortunately, little thought was given to preserving the fine architectural details of the original theater during the series of changes. In the 1970s, as competition from multi-screen movie houses and television increased, and the Sheldon's operating revenues decreased, the city began to consider alternative uses for the theater.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yes, indeed. They're always looking to reuse it.
Yes.
A special task force in 1984 began to study the idea of restoring the theater to its original elegance and using it as a home for live performing arts.
Wonderful.
Yes. In 1986, the citizens of Red Wing passed by an 85% majority of the vote. In all, $3.5 million was generated for the restoration of the theater and the endowment of its future. The theater was closed to the public and restoration began in 1986. The totally restored Sheldon Theater again opened its doors to the public, this time as a showcase for the best local, regional, and national arts and entertainment. Because the original second and third floor gallery area were converted to a multi-image screening facility and technical area, theater seating has been reduced to 466 seats. I don't think that's a small number, okay?
No, I don't think so either.
But in every other aspect, the theater has returned to its original 1904 design.
Good for
and it
them.
is outstanding.
Oh, that's amazing.
So there you have it. It was a great weekend and a great adventure. So, anyway, go right ahead.
No, I think that's exciting. I kudos to them
Absolutely.
for doing that, and because more communities need to do that.
Absolutely.
It's
Too many
wonderful.
times we take those treasures and we discard them like yesterday's news.
Definitely.
And in this particular case, the community stepped up and preserved a real treasure in Red Wing.
Good for them. That was exciting.
Well, Sally Sue, there you have it.
Bobby Ray's Weekend Adventures.
Wow, that was exciting,
Yes,
honey.
it was. Yes, it was.
And speaking of exciting,
Yes?
you have to introduce our next guest.
I'm going to, but my goodness, this wine on our table, I mean, what's up with that?
Our guest?
Oh, that's right.
guest?
That's right. Okay.
Introduce him
I would
and you'll
love
know.
to. I would love to. Ladies and gentlemen, from Fieldstone Vineyard in the town of Redwood Falls, Minnesota, please welcome Charlie Quast. Welcome, Charlie. Glad
Thank
to have
you.
you here,
Thank
and
you.
I'm glad to see that you brought some of, Sally is Susan, my best friends.
Absolutely.
This is just marvelous. I mean,
And we actually have a couple bottles that are open. Maybe we should kick things off.
I think it's a great.
Look at that.
I think that's a great idea.
It's wonderful. They say Fieldstone
Absolutely. And
Vineyards.
I don't know of anything better in the morning than a little eye opener.
Okay, we're going to do more than that.
Oh, okay. Well, here. I didn't mean to shortchange it. Just say when.
That's okay.
Okay, we're
Sally
gonna
Sue.
go. Oh, did you want some too, Charlie?
Sure. I'll take a little bit of that Frontenac. The Frontenac Rosé would be great.
Yes,
When?
Charlie.
There you go.
Not a big
And
enough
this
glass.
is the Frontenac Rosé. And
Yep.
what is that one?
This one is, I
That
don't
is
know.
a Frontenac Gris. They're both
okay.
semi-sweet. That has a little bit of peach and apricot on the tail end.
Ooh, and what does this
That
have
is
in
going
it?
to have a little bit more black or candied cherry. Maybe a touch of cranberry with this year's vintage.
And it says this wine pairs well with pasta, burgers, and other grilled meats.
Ooh, what does this one pair with?
Anything that you'd like.
How about just alone?
Yeah, alone is
Outstanding.
fantastic.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Very glad to have you on the
Very
set
pretty.
today.
Look at that.
Yes,
Very nice.
absolutely.
They're both grapes that were developed right here in Minnesota at the University of
Really?
Minnesota. So that's something that we kind of concentrate on at Fieldstone is trying to grow as much from the University of Minnesota or cold hardy climate grapes as we can. We think we're one of the largest wineries in the state right now in terms of percentage of production for Minnesota grown grapes, which we're pretty proud of.
So now, when did Fieldstone Vineyards begin?
We started in 2003 with the actual first offering of the 2002 vintage out to the general public. We were located about 4 miles west of Morgan, Minnesota. And now just recently, starting in 2010, early in 2010, we started the renovation of the historic Ford garage in downtown Redwood Falls, and we moved into a new facility at the beginning of last year. So
Now, you started in 2003. How long does it take for the grapes to mature or get to a point where they're eligible or ready for wine, I guess I would
yeah,
say?
no, fair question. 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
You plant and you sit and you look and you have your neighbors jab at you a lot. And I'm sure there's a bunch of folks in Sweet Swine County that would do the same. What are you growing out there
yeah.
in those tubes? And I used to have grow tubes, and they finally start coming up out of the grow tubes. And about 3 years in is when you get your first, probably lighter harvest. The 4th or the 5th year would be when you get a larger, more meaningful harvest.
Now, do you have a number of people involved at Fieldstone Vineyards?
It's myself right now and a partner who is the winemaker, Mark Wedge.
Okay.
We started as a family business with my father-in-law and my brother-in-law, who are no longer involved, but was the 4 of us in the beginning. Right now, the last couple of years, it's been Mark and I running the facility and the winery right in downtown Redwood Falls.
Outstanding.
So now do you provide a tasting room and
Absolutely. If folks are venturing outside of Sweet Swine County, they can stop by. We offer up all of these wines plus a few others that they can come in, taste. There's a nominal charge of $5. We're generally pouring at least 8 or 9 or maybe even 10 or 12 wines. They get to keep the wine glass, so you can bring that back and use that again. We have food available for order and purchase there, and you can sit down and kind of relax and kick
really?
back. And
Have to use my Cocklebur morning show expense account for that.
Oh, yeah. I suppose a limo will take you there.
Possibly. If you're nice, you might ride too.
Okay.
Are these wines available outside of the vineyard? In other words, do you market these through local liquor stores or anything such as that? Or?
Absolutely. Right now, Billy Ray, we're probably in about 125 liquor stores.
Outstanding.
Wow,
That's great.
That's a
Yep.
big commitment.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we sell them. You can stop by the winery and obviously buy a bottle, or we hope you buy more than a bottle.
Sure.
Case, if you will. But then we also do wholesale out to those liquor stores. So yeah, a pretty large area, and we also in the state can ship you wine. If you go to our website,
I was just going to ask about that.
Fieldstonevineyards.com, you can order up there.
I also noticed that on this
delicious.
info card that you have, that you're also on Facebook.
Facebook at Fieldstone Vineyards and Twitter at Fieldstone. And we just got hooked up now with Foursquare, and we're doing some more promotion with some of the Facebook stuff. And if I talk any more on that, I'm going to be lying, because I don't know a whole lot more about that. I'm old enough not to have been in the know necessarily.
Now, one of the fun things that I've participated in another vineyard has been a grape stomp. Do you do that?
I'm so surprised.
You guys should both come up and go into some costume in September, the third weekend in September.
Third weekend.
Yes,
okay.
we have a very large grape stomp that we've joined with the Redwood Falls Fall Festival.
Oh.
And last year was the first annual. We have even a bigger and better stomp planned and are in the process of planning for this September. So we're really looking forward to that. That is, there was hundreds of people that came into downtown. We're hoping to get thousands of people this year.
Sure. Now I see, a lot of these have the names. We've got the whining farmer, the whining farmer's daughter, and wife.
Yes, the
What
waiting
is the
farmer's
story
wife.
behind that? There has to be a story.
Well, we started out with the wines that you have in front of you that have the Fieldstone branded label, if you will, like that.
Okay.
And several years in, we had a grape that basically was used for juice and for jellies and stuff like that. And I kind of cajoled my partner, the winemaker, into making a wine from it, which he begrudgingly did, but it promptly sold out. That was the whining farmer. So after he kind of, probably as you have some farmers in Sweet Swine County, he kind of batched it for a few years. And we thought, we should really get him hooked up and maybe have him settle down. And so we got him married to the whining farmer's wife. And that is another semi-sweet. Now she's
but she doesn't, honey, she doesn't look semi-sweet.
Well, if you take the apron and the dress and maybe change it around a little bit. But now
And then they had the
daughter.
They had the daughter.
Yes.
He keeps looking at the daughter.
Well, no, I was actually
no.
I was looking at the clearness of the wine.
The daughter took the best of both the mom and the dad.
Of course.
So that has been kind of a fun.
The beauty of the mom
Yes.
and the brains of the father. I understand completely.
Or vice versa, depends on.
Or vice versa.
Yes.
Yeah, however you'd like to look at that.
That's been a fun line of wines for us as well. They're kind of tongue in cheek. We really like the daughter. This is the first year that we've had the daughter out. That's our dry white that's made from a Seyval Blanc grape. The wife is made from Brianna, which is, you get a little bit more melon and there's some semi-sweet stuff going on there. We describe the whining farmer as kind of the peanut butter and jelly wine, if you will. It's very, lowbrow, very grapey wine.
So now I have a question for you. I've heard one thing about your wine, and I'm very curious about this, only because Sally Sue gives me a rough time once in a while with some creative words. But I've heard about a wine that is called debauchery. What is that?
Well, Sally Sue probably is kind of keen on those really good labeled named wines.
Oh, okay.
That happens to be Fieldstone Vineyards port wine.
Okay.
Oh, with a piece of chocolate.
Now, the trick is, do you know what debauchery means?
I have a vague idea.
Probably never have gotten close to.
No.
Okay, yes. Well, because you probably don't, because you've lived the better life.
Yes, I have.
It's an overindulgence of sensual pleasures.
Really?
Yes. Now, this is.
That's why I wouldn't know that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name is it's a very decadent port style wine. It's about 19.5% alcohol. There's 4.5% residual sugar. Goes great with dark chocolate or desserts, or
See? Yeah.
if you're so inclined to maybe have a cigar.
Oh, well, of course. That'd be the type of wine to drink with that.
Yeah.
I would rather have chocolate. Thank you.
We think that for the most part, we try to not be too pretentious. If folks from Sweet Swine County want to stop by, come up to the tasting bar. We try to put them at ease and explain to them what we're going to do. We take them through the list of wines, and hopefully out of the 8, 10, 12 that they're going to taste or something, 1 or 2 or hopefully even more that they like. We're on the Heartland Wine Trail, so you can hit us, and then you can hit 5 or 6 other wineries in a weekend. Make a little, maybe it's an anniversary trip for a weekend and an overnight stay. But all of that plays into keeping people around here and having some fun. Absolutely.
Okay, so now I see on here calendar events. Do you have certain things that you do throughout the
Matter of fact, on the way in this morning, I had a conversation with a gentleman that is talking about coming in to do a wine sensory perception evening for us, where you can come in and you pour this in the glass and he'll explain what it is at your nose and your taste buds and all that stuff. is getting.
Well, Charlie, I'm sorry to say, but we are out of time. But I want to thank you for coming in today.
Appreciate
this
you
has
having
been
us.
excellent. The sample is excellent. And don't worry about these bottles up here. We'll take care of those.
Okay.
You just drive safely back to Redwood Falls, and we'll just take care of this.
Not a
okay?
problem at all.
Okay.
You just want the superstar.
I want them all. Now that I've had a little touch, I want them all.
It was excellent.
Before I go, I do have something for both of you. I brought a
More
maybe
gifts.
a little memento of our visit here.
Oh, I like that. Absolutely.
Debauchery.
Fits right in, too, doesn't it?
Isn't that cool?
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
Yes.
I
And
love it.
there is one more thing.
Yes?
I did bring enough for everyone out here in the studio.
Oh, outstanding. Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. Well, Charlie, we really appreciate you being here today. We appreciate the refreshments. We appreciate the gifts. And I don't know if you have to run right away or not, but we have a special report coming in from
Really?
one of Sweet Swine County's prominent residents.
Super.
Would you like to stick around and see that?
Absolutely.
All right.
always fun.
Let's go to that special report.
Oh, Professor J. Von Tron here in my new and improved time machine. Well, we'll be traveling back in time to some interesting destinations. Oh, my time machine, it stopped. Well, we're not traveling back in time. But let's look at some communities in the county of Le Sueur, located in southern Minnesota. Montgomery is a growing, progressive city conveniently located 35 minutes between Burnsville and Mankato. With a population of around 3,200 people, Montgomery offers the quiet, safe atmosphere normally found in small rural communities. In 1856, the rolling, tree-covered hills known as the Big Woods were settled by most Czech immigrants. A strong code of ethic and hard work, plus some of the most fertile farmland in Minnesota, helped establish a thriving community. Today, the Montgomery area still boasts the largest Czech population in Minnesota. Each summer, Montgomery celebrates Kalashki Days, named for a fruit-filled Czech pastry. The festival dates back to October 1929, but today is held in July. Montgomery offers 32 acres of parks within city limits. These parks provide playground equipment, sport fields and courts, benches for relaxation, picnic areas, and a stage for band concerts. The Montgomery-Longsdale School District combines students from 4 communities, providing exceptional education to 1,200 students from pre-kindergarten through high school. Additional learning and recreational opportunities are provided through faith-based and community education, plus a newly renovated library. Montgomery says, "We welcome you for a visit or a lifetime." There, I think I fixed the problem. Oh no, not again. Well, let's look at this town. In the county of Le Sueur, Minnesota, Le Center is a thriving community centrally located between the Twin Cities, Mankato, and Faribault. In 1876, a referendum to move the government office to the center of the county created the community of Le Sueur Center. Eventually, in 1930, the town's name was changed to Le Center. Le Center boasts several historical buildings listed on the National Register of Historical Places, including the county courthouse built in 1896 and the county jail built in 1912. This small town of about 2,500 people offers many large town amenities. Le Center provides excellent elementary, middle, and high school facilities with a strong academic curriculum. A full-service library in the city municipal building offers learning and recreational opportunities. A beautiful community, Le Center was named a Tree City, USA in 1997 by the National Arbor Day Foundation. Surrounded by over 50 lakes, Le Center is a short distance from fishing, boating, and other water sports. 4 city parks supply athletic fields, picnic and playground areas, and a 6-lane outdoor swimming pool. Numerous community organizations and volunteer fire and ambulance service round out this friendly town. Le Center always has the welcome mat out for you. They hope you'll visit their small town, known as the heart of Le Sueur County.
Where did he go?
Oh, I don't know, but bottom line, wine. He took all the wine.
I know that's not right. Well, I still have this
Yes, I
little thing.
have a
Cheers.
little bit.
Me
Cheers,
too.
honey.
Yeah, it's
It
nice.
was fun.
It's a great breakfast juice.
I think so, yes. So we have another guest, I think.
Yes, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming from the St. Peter Co-op, Margo O'Brien from the town of St. Peter, Minnesota.
Oh, it's so good
Absolutely.
that you're with us. Oh, wonderful. And, you know, we can't be impolite. Would you like a glass of wine?
Well, how could I pass that
Oh,
up?
I've got one just for you. There you go, dear. Oh,
You're
Well,
so good.
I am.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, I have always seen the co-op in St. Peter. You know, you drive through and it's always there. How many years or how many locations have you had in the past?
We're 32 years old,
Wow.
Really? Didn't realize that.
and we are now in our third location.
That's not many locations over 32 years.
Well, it's about 1 every 10.
That's
That's good.
pretty stable.
That's good.
That's pretty
good.
stable.
Now, I understand you are in a new location?
We are. We are in a
And where
brand new
is
location.
that?
It is right across from the courthouse as you're going down that Highway 169.
Okay.
And it is the old Nielsen Auto Dealership.
Okay.
That's
okay.
right next to the big grocery store, Econo Foods.
Okay, I know where that's at. What, for our viewers and for our own edification, what is a food co-op?
You know, a cooperative is a business model, and you know, I'm sure in Swine County, people belong to co-ops.
Sure.
They have farm co-ops. They have elevators. They've got electric co-ops. You know, so it's a way to get goods and services to people that need it, and
Okay.
they come together to form this organization so that those needs are met. When in the 70s, when people were looking for natural foods in the marketplace, they weren't there.
Yes.
And so this is what we call a new wave co-op. And using the old model, this is how people got storefronts open to provide natural foods.
And so now this business model, in that capacity, who owns the co-op?
The members, the
The
member
members.
owners own the business.
Okay.
So it's, you know, the profits actually go back to them.
Okay.
So that nobody is really pulling money out of our communities, out of our, you know, regions, and the profits stay right where they are supposed to.
So do you have organic farmers that you have contracts with, that you pull your products from, or are they members also?
They're both.
Both.
They're
Okay,
both.
good.
In the summertime, we do have 2 families that we work mostly with, although a spattering of other people. Some of them are certified organic, which basically means that there have not been pesticides or insecticides or any of this kind, you know, conventional farming methods used for 3 years.
Okay.
So while you're going through that transition, that's what it's called, you're transitional.
Sure.
You know, and then after the 3rd year, then you can be certified because they come out and test, you know, to make sure that there are no residues in the soil.
To make sure you still can be claiming it's organic.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Very good. Now, I hear you say in the summer, is the co-op open year-round?
The co-op is open year-round, and it's open every day of the week.
Okay.
What type of products do you have in the store? I mean, when people hear organic, they immediately think of, you know, fruits and vegetables, but what else do you have?
Well, we are not strictly organic. You know,
Okay.
we really have a great dedication to education and providing organics, but not everything in the store is organic. You know, part of our philosophy is that this store is open for anyone
Sure.
that wants to shop. We
okay.
don't want to be elitists. We don't
Sure.
want to be
Sure. Yeah.
hoity-toities.
Sure.
This is our community store.
Okay.
So, you know, you will find things that are not necessarily organic in the store. We have quality standards. Quality,
Okay,
believe
okay.
it, you know,
Yes,
so
sure.
that people can come in and get something that's really, really good.
Do you have gluten-free?
Oh, we have Now that we have a bigger store,
Okay.
we have just doubled our square footage.
Wonderful.
So we've gone
Awesome.
from, our old store was about 5,400 square feet. We now have 10,000 feet.
Goodness.
And loads of parking.
Good.
Loads of parking.
That's very important.
It is. And so we've been able to really expand on a lot of our product line. So, we have a fantastic selection of gluten-free products.
Do you have, now obviously you have the vegetables and such as Sally Sue mentioned. Do you have anything in dairy? Do you have anything in that capacity?
We are basically a full-line grocery store.
Full line, that's what I wanted to know.
Yep,
Okay.
we are full line. And one of the things...
Meats as well?
Yes. And one thing that we really try to incorporate in that product line are local products.
Good.
So, just as we're drinking this
Yes.
wonderful local wine,
Yes.
we have a great deal of meat that's locally produced. We have product out on the shelves that is locally produced. So it's all over the store. Dairy products, cheese. Our cheese department is, just absolutely wonderful. Now, had I been, on the same wavelength,
We could have had cheese.
We could
you
have had
could have
cheese.
I could have bought you mounds
And
of
chocolate,
cheese.
I bet.
Oh, and chocolate. Really
Where's
good
Louis?
chocolate.
I don't know. Louis so let the ball drop. Can I say?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
just
know.
didn't clue me in.
No, I know. You have to.
We need to speak to Cousin John about his level of proof. What changes have you noticed in your clientele or in the entire operation, if you will, over that period of time? How have things changed?
Well, I've been really fortunate because I started out as the first Friday night volunteer once the store opened.
Okay.
So I've been there for all of those 32 years.
Goodness.
And so we really don't like to talk about this, but since you asked the question,
Okay.
When we started out in those days, it was basically a bunch of hippies.
Nothing wrong with hippies.
Well, those are the people that really kind of took this movement on and
Okay.
really believed in it. And as time went on, people actually started paying more attention to their diet. When we opened in 1979, we were saying basically eat grains, eat whole grains, eat vegetables, cut out the fat, and we've been vindicated because now that's what everyone
Yes, you
is
have.
telling
Yes,
you to
you
eat.
have. Yes.
So that, now as the consciousness progressed and people got more aware of what they should be eating, then the clientele starts changing a little bit.
Certainly.
And so, you get more people from the community in, you come from wider varieties of communities outside of that. And, at this point, we're really a slice of our community.
A great cross section of the entire
A
community.
beautiful cross section of our community.
Now, and you have the food and you have the milk and you have. Do you have anything else in there that we need to know about or that our viewers need to know about?
Well, we have a fabulous deli.
Oh.
I love that.
Oh, I do too.
And we started that, in I think 1983, 84, to kind of show people that healthy food could taste good.
Okay.
We really had to make our
Yes,
case.
absolutely.
Sure, definitely.
Had to
make our
shed that
case.
Yule Gibbons image. I understand.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, well,
Boy,
munch on a bark of a pine tree. I understand.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, the old first whole wheat bread I used to make, you could use for doorstops.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar with that.
Remember
Yes,
that?
yes.
So, now our deli is a very big part of our business, and we have
Sure.
hot food, we have a hot bar, we have a full salad bar,
Oh,
we have a
great.
hot sandwich
Wonderful.
program, we have a service deli that has beautiful things like mushroom lasagna and salads that you can just have dished up. So, there's something there for everyone.
Do you
Outstanding.
cater?
Yes, we do.
Oh, goodness.
Yummy. Do you have a website?
Yes, we do.
And what is that?
Okay, our website is www.stpeterfood, STPETERFOOD.coop.
What are your hours?
They're from 7 in the morning till 9, 7 days a week.
Well, Margo, that's outstanding. Now, typically at this time, we have a special report coming in. And
Another one?
Yes, we have a special report coming in.
Okay.
And I would like for you to stay if you possibly could and enjoy it with us?
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
All right. Well, let's go to our special report outside of Sweet Swine County.
Hey, it is I, Patrick O'Shaughnessy, master storyteller, just making a few notes on a story I've been working on. Recently, as I drove through a town, I felt as though I'd come home. Though I'd never been there before, things looked familiar. It's a town rich with history and a way of life, the envy of all. The name of the town was Emmitsburg. The Irish town of Emmitsburg, Iowa welcomes you to enjoy their community. Listed on the top 100 places to live by Relocate America website, they offer numerous recreational activities including 5 Island Lake, a state park, a recreation area, and 5 city parks. History abounds, including the Palo Alto Historical Museum, Victorian on Main Museum, and the Palo Alto Heritage Center. Amenities include top-notch schools, a medical center, and a wellness center. Each year, Emmitsburg celebrates their Irish heritage with a fantastic 3-day St. Patrick's Day event. Emmitsburg welcomes you for a short stay or a lifetime. But there's more to the story. I've discovered a group that is truly making a difference, the Emmitsburg Retail Association. And what a fine group of members they have, too. Emmitsburg, Iowa, a beautiful town and the home of 5 Island Lake.
Well, Margo, I'm sorry to say that we're out of time, but we really want to thank you for coming here today and sharing the information that you did regarding the co-op in St. Peter.
Thank you
Very
very
interesting,
much.
very interesting. And we also want to thank you, our viewers, for watching the Cocklebur Morning Show, where we do all we can to weed out the big stories from throughout Sweet Swine County and beyond. Till next time, bye-bye.